So it seems to be a pretty universal experience where you come home from like the gym, a long day at work or uni or school, whatever, and your family has like cooked a big meal for the family. It's like, great, oh, we have some food to eat, and somehow your family managed to cook the most catabolic yet still calorie dense food known to mankind. I don't know how they do it, but parents have like a superpower when it comes to that. In this video, I'm gonna help you with that because this can often lead to trouble with your fitness journey. This can lead to trouble with hitting your proteins, with losing weight. It just basically messes up a lot of things. You can't properly like track it in your app. My first piece of advice for you is actually, first of all, be grateful that your parents or your family is still there, and be grateful that they are willing to cook for you and that they love you enough so they make enough food for you also to eat after you come home from school and uni. Now, the second piece of advice I have is to basically brainwash your mother. Okay, I know it sounds quite bad, but trust me, it really isn't. All you gotta do is just slowly convince her of your way of eating, and in the beginning, she's kind of gonna hate you for it and wish she got an abortion. Okay, that's maybe taking it too far. But in the beginning, she will probably hate it. And you just gotta stick to it at that point. You just gotta keep insisting on, no, I wanna live healthy. No, I don't want to eat sugar. No, let's not order pizza tonight. No, let's make some good meat. No, let's also make some vegetables. Because parents will always go crazy for vegetables. But after a while, she will get used to it and she will sort of accept your identity as someone who eats healthy and as someone who goes to the gym. You just gotta be patient with this because how the perception other people have of you, it's not in line with how you actually are. It's always a bit outdated, okay? So if you've been a gamer for years and years on end, like I have, for example, and then you stop gaming and you go to the gym, for the first like 2 weeks or so, or even a month, your mom or your family will still view you as the gamer you were before because they saw you play video games for years. And now you going to the gym a couple of times will not change the identity and the perception they have of you. Okay? So a lot of people get like really mad at their parents for not accepting that they want to change and that they want to improve their health. Problem is your mother saw you ruining your health for years and years on end by pulling all-nighters, not sleeping properly, playing video games all day, not going outside. So at first she's just not gonna really buy anything you have to say because you have no credibility when it comes to that. So you just gotta be patient and really try to change her perception of you over time. And you just gotta stick to it, stick through all the resistance. In the beginning, my mother also gave me a lot of resistance, but now she's actually kind of happy that I'm really paying close attention to health. And you just really gotta have patience with this. It's no use really arguing with your parents because I feel like arguing with parents like kind of almost always gets you nowhere because as much as parents are a beautiful and wonderful thing, they're oftentimes like too emotional and like too almost ego driven when it comes to their children because keep in mind, you gotta see it from their view. Okay, you have this like little shit that hasn't even spent half the time you have on earth trying to convince her, oh no, actually egg is healthy and meat is healthy, like your doctor's lying to you. It's like, yeah, interesting information, but I change your fucking diapers, you know? Like that's, you gotta kind of have some empathy for your parents and just stick to it. They will accept it even if you think they won't, and eventually they will embrace it. And one quick tip that I have for you to really change their perception of you and also convince them is just eat a bunch of vegetables. Make a lot of vegetables. If you know me, I think vegetables are a bit overrated. They're not bad, but they are overrated in my opinion. But parents will love seeing you eat vegetables because that's basically what all the doctors tell them to do, and vegetables are just always associated with health. So just pig out on some vegetables. I know it's not really that enjoyable. Just make some salads. Make sure you make some for your family too, or your family sees you eating a lot of veggies, and then they will take you serious as the health guy. Because if you immediately go to steak and eggs, they will tell you, oh, what the fuck, that's gonna ruin your cholesterol and your blood. And they kind of have a point because it really can if you overdo it. But if you eat vegetables, like no parent's gonna come in and say, hey man, that vegetable stuff is really bad for you. Like no parent will do veggies, okay? And the third tip I have for you is to just be a good son or be a good daughter and just help your mother or your father or whatever. Just help them with the cooking. So first of all, this actually has two benefits. Number one, this has three benefits. Number one, you're being a good child, okay? You're literally being of use to your parents that took care of you your whole life. Like, you're not being a parasite anymore, okay? You're being useful to your parents. Second of all, you can kind of get like your takes in a bit. Like, your mother wants to use like a whole stick of butter. You tell her, oh mother, that's a lot of fat, you know, like for our heart, and that's not really good for us. Let's half it. Or just, okay, you don't want to half it, can we just take off a smaller piece, please? I like it a bit less fatty. And then they will do that. Like, they will use less fat or less sugar because you asked them to. Obviously, you want to get them away completely from using stuff like sugar, but you can't do that like just in a day like this. You gotta have patience, you gotta stick to it. And also, you can't force anybody to do anything. You can just live the life and see how they adapt to it, okay? And also, what you can do is you can observe what they are using and just try to estimate how much they're using. If you want to track the calories, let's say your mother's making like a traditional meal. She's like cooking up a bunch of meat and then putting some butter on it, making some rice, pasta, and some sauces. You can kind of just estimate how much she uses of everything if you are actually there. You're actually seeing how she makes it. Now, this won't be super accurate, but it's not about accuracy, okay? You're just guesstimating how it is, and you just gotta do your best to guess how much she's using of what. And always, if you are cutting, always overestimate a bit. If you think, oh, that's probably 50 grams of butter, track 60 grams of butter, just to be safe. Because even if you end up estimating wrongly, you will still kind of lose weight because you estimated too much weight loss, okay? You would rather go too far than not far enough. So just estimate a bit more than you actually think is in there and stay within your caloric range. And if you just can't do that, if you say, oh no, it's untrackable, the food my mother makes, if you just lay flat on your back and give up, you don't just really want it enough. So, number 1, be grateful. Number 2, brainwash your family. Number 3, help your family and observe what they do, and then you can track it more easily. Thank you, everybody. Goodbye.